Okay, this is GED Teacher Damon Tinnon coming with you with a video that's going to talk about order of operations. Okay, so it's going to talk about order of op. I'm going to abbreviate that. And also it's going to talk a little bit about PEMDAS. Okay, because in class last night I had a question, what about PEMDAS when it comes to equations? And so we know that the order of PEMDAS is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction in that order. So that's order of operation. And so we're looking at a equation like this. So how do you use PEMDAS here? And then so the first thought would be, well, parentheses, we would do parentheses first. But there is nothing you can do with parentheses. You can't add 3 and x together. You can multiply 3 and x, or you can divide 3 and x, but there's no way to combine. You can add 3 and x, and you can subtract 3 and x, but we don't know what x is. So there's no way to really simplify it beyond where it is right here. So it's just 3 plus x. So when there's nothing you can do here, then you've satisfied that. There are no exponents, so you satisfy that. Now then we go down to multiplication. Now there is multiplication, because with the distributive property of math, because the parentheses is here and the 4 is right next to it, so that 4 is going to be multiplied by 3, and then that 4 is going to be multiplied by x. So that's going to look like 4 times 3 is 12, and then we respect the operation plus, and then 4 times x is 4x minus 16x equals negative 48. Okay, so when we think about PEMDAS, you don't necessarily have to go through this, but as a way to explain how to apply PEMDAS, that's what you think about. Parentheses, well, there's no other way to further simplify that because we don't know what x equals, so parentheses has been satisfied. E, there's no exponents here, so E has been satisfied. M, there's multiplication to do, so you do that. Then division, there's no division here. Addition, subtraction. So at this point, we can now do addition and subtraction. Well, there's no way to combine 12 and 4x because we don't know what x is yet. So what we can do is 4x and 16x, we can combine those because they both have the x's attached to them. So 4x minus 16x is minus 12x. So we're going to get minus 12x. I'm going to bring that 12 down, equals minus 48. Okay. And then we're going to go back to doing the opposite to combine the 12 and the 48. So we do that by doing the opposite. So this is a positive 12. So I'm going to do a minus 12 because that's the opposite. And I'll do it to that side. I got to do it to this side. And just remembering, when you have an equation, if you make some changes here, then you have to make those same changes over here to respect the equal sign. It's equal. So then that crosses out. Then you get minus 12x equals minus 60. Minus 48 minus 12 is minus 60. Then you do the opposite. So this is x multiplied by minus 12. And so the opposite of multiplication is division. So you do divided by negative 12. And again, if I do it to this side, I also got to do it to this side. That crosses out. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so that leaves us a positive x. Minus 60 divided by minus 12 is a positive 5, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And so again, thinking about PEMDAS and order of operation and thinking about equations, you just kind of, after a certain point, you're going to kind of naturally work through these in your mind. But you have to really think about these things, almost unconsciously. Your parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. You think about all the things that you can do working through, and as you do more of these, they'll kind of naturally eliminate themselves in your mind. But as you're learning this skill, it is good to say, okay, parentheses first. What can I do? Well, in this case, there's nothing you can do. Exponents, there are none. Multiplication, there's multiplication I can do. So 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times x is 4x. Okay, so now you've done that. And then now you're down here to this level here, and it's like, well, what can I do now? Oh, okay, well, I can do the opposite to whittle this down to get x equals something, so I can combine that 12 with that minus 48 by doing the opposite. So I subtract it from here, subtract it from here. What that does, it gets rid of it here, and then that same value that you subtracted here, you're putting over here, which balances the equation out. Then you come down here. This is x multiplied by 12, and so the opposite of that is 12. So if I get rid of that 12 here, I balance it out here by doing the same thing on this side, and gives me x equals 5. If you like this video, please like it. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll get it in whatever notifications that you have set up here in YouTube. And remember, you can always visit my website, mygedlive.com, to see other things that I do. You know, I'm not just simply putting up random videos here on YouTube, but there's actually a 13-lesson program that stands behind everything I do that prepares you specifically to pass all 4 GED tests. And then there's a specific 10-lesson program that you can do to prepare you specifically for the math section if that's all you have left. So again, hope this has been helpful to you. Again, remember, this is not just some random video, some guy putting up a helpful video, but this is part and parcel of a larger piece that can really help you to have success in 2018. Thank you.